My housemate died a few nights ago. He was so young. He was younger than me. We lived together for a year. I knew he had a drinking problem, but I was always too shy to ask about it. I wasn't really close with my housemates, but they've all been nothing but lovely. I'm just kind of antisocial, but I'll always ask how they've been if I see them and they don't seem busy. I heard him crying almost 2 weeks ago. He had invited a friend around that night, and she hadn't arrived yet. I asked my friends if I should say something, and some said I should, and others said to wait and ask later. I never saw him around the house later to ask, but I invited him out with my friends next week to a gig. I invited the rest of the house too, so it wouldn't be awkward for him, since I thought he had a closer relationship with my other housemates, but none of them showed up. He would drink so much he would be crashing into things, injuring himself. He would get mad apparently and hit things. I was too scared and would get too high to go out and ask. I let him in the house drunk when he forgot his keys a few times. He was always lovely. He seemed like such a kind person. He was awkward and at times difficult to talk to, but I thought we might get along. I know it's not my fault, but I feel like I could have made more of an effort. I could tell he was lonely. He came from another city. I learned from my housemate after he died that neither him nor his kid sister have contact with their parents. I only ever saw him hang out with his workmates. He never really seemed close to anyone except his ex, and when they broke up things seemed to get a lot worse. I even said to my friends 2 weeks ago that I was worried he would drink himself to death. There were so many wine bottles that he had to fill the neighbors' bins with them. I don't know why I didn't try more to connect with him. I guess I just felt like I have my own life, and we didn't share a particular connection when we spoke. He seemed nice, but maybe not similar enough to be a friend. He spoke to one of our other housemates last. He made a Facebook post saying something to the effect of "Death will deliver us back to God," with his face in shadow. He collapsed on top of the blooming tree in our backyard. I was at my boyfriend's. My other housemate found him and called me when I woke up late the next day. It's not fair. If I'd known he wanted to do that, I would have done more. I know it's not my fault, and I'm sick of people telling me that. But he was so young, and maybe if I'd been there, things could have been different. Maybe if I'd made more of an effort. My housemate told me he was closed off, and even if I had said something, he wouldn't have opened up to me anyway. I don't think she was just saying that. It seemed true from what I knew of him. He told me and his friend that he might be trans. His friend questioned it, but I wanted him to discover himself and be open if it helped. I suggested he watched I Saw the TV Glow. I don't know if he watched it. I keep forgetting to use their pronouns they wanted us to use. I'm sorry. We're so young. It's not fair that people feel they have to do this. I've felt this way before too, and without my friends and family, I know I might have gone the same way. I wished I could have been a friend, someone in his life, if it meant he would be alive. Everything feels empty now. We're going to have to find a new housemate, and it's always going to be a reminder that he isn't here anymore. He hasn't gone on to better things. He's dead and always will be. He would always buy the cheapest soap. He would do dishes when he was in a good mood on his day off, and play music, but if he heard anyone was around, he would turn it off. I liked his music. I liked talking about it with him. He was so soft and gentle.